Hi guys, I'm Ray.
I'm Michael.
Guys, welcome to our first Organized Gaming review. And today we're reviewing Duel for Cardia.
2-player to 4-player
card game. Let's go do an overview of the game and we'll get to review after. Check this out. All right, first of all, it's a 2-player game, right? It says 2 to 4, but we have it all set up for a 2-player game.
Correct.
We have our chips here. We're gonna see some modifiers of +5, +3, +1s, and -5, and -3 and 1s.
And our
we have
tokens, right?
We have the infinite tokens for ongoing effects, and we have our ringlets here. This is what you need. You need 5 of these to win the game. All right, so that's what this is here. So you and I will be playing cards. We have a deck of cards. We're gonna be drawing 5 cards each. So we have my 5 cards here, and we're gonna play almost like a duel, or like kind of like I Declare War or the war card game. So that's how we go with this. So now you look at your deck here. We'll look at my 5 cards, your 5 cards. And I'm gonna play my first card here. So we're gonna play 1 card face down each. And like we compete with each other. I'm gonna flip it over. And then you're gonna see that each card has these numbers up here known as influence. Whoever has the highest influence wins the game. In this case, Michael has a 12, I have a 10, he wins a singlet. But because I lost the game, this match, this encounter, my ability goes off. And in this case, that says discard the opposing card, replacing it with a card you randomly draw from your opponent's hand. Its ability is not triggered. So this takes that off. The possibility that I might win, you get discarded. I draw from your hand and place it here, which that doesn't go off, but because now my influence is higher than your influence, I get this signet.
Yep. So if you can tell, this is a very thinky, very strategic game. However, also very, very simple.
Very, very simple. So that's how the play itself goes off. But there are a total of 16 cards in the deck, and you and I are going back and forth doing that, all right? Again, the winner, the one with the highest influence, they win the ring, but the one who loses, their ability goes off. And if you go through the cards themselves, each card has different abilities that you're gonna be going through in the game. So you wanna be strategic in how you're playing these games all together. These cards, you wanna think about, well, should I play this card, should I play this card? Like for example, you have one card here that it says here, if this were one discard, both this card and the opposing player card. Even if you would have won the game that way, it affects you in that sense. So playing this game where we've seen that, if you use these strategies perfectly, you can coordinate an attack.
Of course.
You know, you can even plan a game, you can even be able to plan with these effects three cards ahead of time.
Correct.
So it's very simple. So that's how the basic game is played for the most part. But there's other flavors. These cards have symbols here in the bottom, which I will show. You're gonna see they have a 2 or 1 on this bottom corner here, and that's the type of decks there are. The level 1s are the easy one. Level 2 a bit harder or more advanced. You could play the game where you can play with either the deck 1 or deck 2. You can combine them.
Yeah.
But the key is that both teams, or you and your opponent, have to have the exact same cards.
And there's a special flavor. The special flavor is that you can actually make the game a little bit more complex, or just add a little bit more flavor.
The spice.
By adding what are called
the city cards.
City cards. City cards actually change the play of the game by having either different winning conditions. It also changes the rules of certain parts of the game. And it's something that you have to be on top of, but can also diversify the play style of the game. Sometimes you can just want to play basic, and typically when you're starting off, that's what we would recommend. However, as you start playing this game a few more times and you guys already have that camaraderie of, you know what, I want to beat you, I want to win, and I want to win, then you can actually change it up by adding these cards in, which is something that's very, very unique.
Quite a few of them. There's quite a few of these. And you're gonna see that there's 1 skull to show for a little easier. You want a bit more challenge, there's 2 skulls, and if you're on a hard game, it would be 3 skulls. And each one significantly changed the game up quite differently. So I think that's pretty cool about the game. Well, with that said, guys, that's pretty much the overview. With that said, we'll go to review and we'll check it out now.
Thank you.
Guys, welcome to our first video, our first review for our new channel, Organized Gaming. And I'm excited about this. So we're trying out this new game called Cardia, or Cardia?
Cardia,
right?
Cardia.
Okay, I don't get Cardia from. Cardia, I think it came out this year. And it's like a micro game, right? Because this game it's only like 16 cards a person.
Yeah, I would say it's micro for sure.
And it's like,
so it came out 2026?
2023. 25, excuse me.
Oh,
not this year, 2025. Last year.
There you go.
Well, yeah, well, you know. Sorry, Brandy.
Hey, by the way, he's on everybody's case, by the way. Yeah, bro.
He finally found something that he's good at.
Yeah.
He kept getting the date.
That's crazy.
But with that said, though, we played Carcadia just a couple times now.
Cardia. Love
Cardia. Oh, forgive me, guys.
Carcadia is good. We play Carcadia. It's an amazing card
The
game.
designer, I apologize.
That's also friends with Carcassonne too, by the way. Same makers.
But I do have another game. I found someone to that one. But
That's why I'm like,
yeah,
this is when you say
Cardia,
I'm like, he's trying to say
100%.
Carcassonne, but
what was that say, guys? We just played it each. We played
Yeah.
two. I played 2 games with Julien, and then you guys played 2 games together as well.
Mhm.
We played the basic version, and we also played the version where you add these city cards to them, which changes the game completely too.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the game is about 15 minutes long. There's no. I don't think it'll be longer.
I
than
think it's
15.
shorter than that.
Yeah, but
Most definitely.
probably up to 15 minutes. You can get this game going on average. Right? The average. I'm saying average.
I would think the average is like 5 to 10 minutes, honestly. Like, this is such a quick game. I think first 15 minutes would be for like the first 2 games. Afterwards, it's just, like it's.
Yeah, it'll be super fast.
This is a game. This is a game that you can. This is why I really like this game, because this is a game that you can bring to like a lunchroom with one of your buddies that you like really get along
a
with.
tavern, a bar,
Yeah,
you know,
like,
hang out.
and it's just a quick little hit. Like, oh my goodness, this is really, really good, and you can just get it done. So I definitely think it's a.
I think about flying. If I'm gonna travel, you know, like I know some of you guys travel.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be in a plane for 2 or 3 hours, if I had 2 or 3 games like this, my
You know what?
travel would be
This is a tray table game on an airplane. Yeah, you can play this on a tray table.
I was gonna say, you know,
100% you can play it on a tray table.
The one thing to be able to mention that I do agree with everything you guys are saying. Not every component is needed for this game. Like, I understand the little tokens and everything like that for it.
like the plush one.
Yeah, the plus
the
buys, the Signia for it. At that point, like you said, just to bring in on an airplane or anything like that, you can literally just be like, okay, the cards that win, just
Well,
flip
you
it
know
up.
why they have the tokens, right? Because you can remove them in that
That is true.
feature.
But I'm saying, like, in the concept to make it less, like, more travel worthy, that would be
Right,
something
yeah,
to keep in mind, or even on the paper at that
Yeah.
point.
Is there more cards, Ray?
Well, it was not that game. There are 2 decks to the game, right? Everybody's got. There is.
Like a level 2?
It's like 2 wizards. You know, like the theming to this game, like, there's like no theme, to be honest with you.
No.
No, there's
I don't
not.
see
It's
it.
different art
It's
styles
used
for
all
it.
mechanics for the most part.
Mhm.
But supposedly there's 2 decks, right?
Mhm.
2 players. But in those 2 decks, there are 2 decks. You can play with deck 1 and deck 2.
Yeah.
Deck 1 is like a basic version of the game, and then deck 2 is more advanced version. As noted on the bottom right, bottom left of the card. Actually, bottom right. We have a bottom for you guys. We're looking at the card, and it tells you what you can do. The thing is that you can also trade out the suits. So I can take all the red cards from basic for the basic player,
Yeah.
and change it for the basic 2 cards, and keep the other ones basic 1, and just change it in.
Got you.
But the difference is that my opponent has to have the exact same cards. So they got to do it too. So you're gonna have to agree on what cards you're playing with. So you have to like, oh, I'm gonna do all 2s. I'm gonna mix them together. And
Well,
whatnot.
that's cool. So there's more versatility to this game.
That's what I'm saying. So this game could be different every single time you play it.
Yep.
You know, and then when you add these city cards to it as well,
On another scale.
I don't know, that skill is crazy. Now, the game says that it's a 4-player game. I don't see this being a 4-player game. You know, though we haven't tried with the rule. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't try with the rules to play 4 players, but I'm like, why would you play this 4 players? This is so good with 2 players.
Yeah, I don't.
I think the highest peak of the game itself is at a 2-player. But like, let's say, for example, us being 4, let's say, I would say we could play with one side plays level 2 and the other side plays level 1. So then that's the point. Everyone is actually being contributed to the thing.
I don't think that's how you play though. If I'm not mistaken, right?
How come?
Isn't it like two whole different decks each?
2 different deck keys, yeah. No, the same. They're the same deck.
Does everybody play on the same team or different teams?
It doesn't have to be
I don't
team
know.
related
I don't know.
unless you want it to be.
Then I don't think we should give it a review based on the 4 players and 2 players.
No, but okay.
I think-
But
I
I'm
think
giving
you
my review by playing it for 2 players. I can't imagine playing this 4. Like I wouldn't want to play this 4 players. Is what I'm saying.
I just don't know. I've never played the
You
game
know?
with 4 players, so I wouldn't want to. I love it as a 2-player game.
So
It's not.
and
I'm gonna give my review based on a 2-player game. I think this game is fantastic.
I would agree the same.
Well, before we give out any review, then there's a couple things I want to knock out and make sure that we
Yep.
get it right. All right. So what I do like, one of the best things about this game is that it's super easy to learn.
Yeah,
You can learn this game in 2 minutes.
Yeah. I
You know, once it's playing the rules once, and there's no way you're gonna forget these rules.
I think for sure in terms of clarity, in terms of how it reads, in terms of because it's funny. He taught me. He was teaching us the game, and I was like, all right, let me look at this rule book. Just want to make sure because I want to give it a fair rating for what you guys see when you guys are getting the game. even the rule book is simple.
Yeah.
Like everything is simple. This is a very easy. You play a card, you read the ability. If your number is lower, your ability goes off. That's it. Move on, next game. Like it's so quick and it's so easy to even read that little rule book. I agree with that.
I had one situation and it was just based on the fact that he explained the rules. So I was just trying to just double check it on my end. And it clear as day, gold labeled right there, that same situation. So if there's any doubts, which there shouldn't be that many, it's going to be right there. Straightforward on the page, which is great, honestly.
The art's great.
We're not talking about the art. We're talking about the gameplay itself.
The gameplay is fantastic. I mean, I'm right now as we're talking, I'm still thinking up like combos you can do and strategies.
It does make you think about what you're gonna do next time you play.
Because there's such an aspect of like whatever you just won or whatever you just lost can completely change the future of the game based off of what modifiers you had, what abilities were already played, where you won, where you didn't, and then you can even change the previous wins that you had. So it's like you could really surprise your opponent on what you're doing if you play it right and if you predict kind of right. And I also like the aspect of like with the cards, you still have like basically a list of cards that both decks have. So you could card count efficiently like he did in the first game and basically be able to screw over your opponent.
Yeah, so you got 4 cards.
Yeah, specific.
You have 4 suits
Of each.
and then there's 4 cards of each suit.
Yep.
So it's a total of 16 cards.
Yeah.
So everybody's deck is 16 cards deep.
Yeah.
You know? So, and again, the simplicity is pretty good. Now, I will bring up what you just said now, the art. What do you think about the art of this game?
I think it's good. I think it's nice. I think do you know what the thing is? It's so hard for there to be bad art in board games at this point. Okay, let's be serious. How many good games do we know that have bad art?
Quite a few, actually.
Go for it and tell me one.
Casual Burgundy. Can't stand Casual Burgundy. It's disgusting.
But is there a good game?
I think Dominion has bad art as well.
Again, but it's a game that...
But it would be more in the sense of bad art.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that the games that are really worthwhile, for the most part, have been beautiful. Like, we love playing Total Imperium. The art there is amazing. Just the miniatures themselves, the figurine, the actual play decks themselves. I've been playing a lot of Wingspan. Wingspan is awesome, beautiful art. We played the Force Shuffle. Force Shuffle is beautiful. Like I'm looking out throughout. I'm like looking throughout the near and far, beautiful game. We played that. Subterra is actually really nice too. You look at the components; they're very, very nice. Like the thing is, like art at this point, I think it is almost a minimum requirement that you have to have good art to make a good board game. I think the art is great on this, but I don't think it's a wow factor for me in terms of like how crazy it is.
I'm looking at these cards, right? The card I'm looking at, it looks beautiful. And I think it's bringing out, it looks a lot like, what's that anime on Netflix that people love so much? It's based off of that other game.
Arcane?
Arcane. It has,
That's what I was noticing,
like Arcane. If you guys ever watched the Arcane animation, the art here reminds me of that. So I think that's pretty cool in that sense. It doesn't look boring or plain. You know, it does bring out...
It definitely doesn't look boring.
It is not intimidating either. Like when it comes to the art style or anything like that, when it comes to the concept,
friendly.
like it's a friendly game.
Lots of primary colors kind of popping to
Just
you.
people are gonna end up wanting to be like, hey, what's that? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna think about it more in the sense of like the fact that it's different colors of blue, red, green, like Uno, right? So if they connect it to that, they'll be like, okay, let me try to sit down and learn. Instead of in the concept of, oh, there's too many words or nothing like that or something. So it's not intimidating either. That is a good aspect on the art style as well.
Yeah.
And
I go ahead.
Go ahead. And well, I was because we have a little over here where we're talking about art and components. I think because I was asking during the game, what is the price of this game? Because it's really going to have
major.
That's going to be major, and I think it's a really good time to talk about this now. This game is like $17, right? Some $16.99, like $17, probably 18, like in overall.
And you can probably get cheap. If you look around, you can probably find that cheaper.
And you can probably get it exactly. You can probably get it cheaper. I think in terms of the components, in terms of the game itself, I think it's a great price.
Yeah.
I don't think you could really ask for more for the price that you're paying. And I think this is, again, I think with these type of games, the gameplay has to be so important. And as long as you have components that at least fit to par, I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
Well, tell you what, let's go down to, would you play this game now? Like, if you came up to you and said, let's play the game, would you play?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. There was, when we finished that game, I was serious because I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I was literally sitting there and I'm like so angry. I'm like, I cannot believe I just lost this game to Gerard. Like I was,
Why is that enough?
I was like,
What they said in that Spanish? That's crazy.
yeah, and you know, I was like, there's no way. I was
Remember,
like,
the first round doesn't count.
You
by the
know,
way.
you know, it's,
First game doesn't count.
I was really pissed off at that. I was like, the fact that I am so angry right now definitely says that I am like, I wanted to play immediately. Like, I'm going to school these people. In my head, I was like, I'm never going to lose this game ever. They were like, they added something new and they fucking messed me up. Sorry for my language. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. But yeah, I would, this is
So
one of
this
those
is not one of those games where you play like, okay, that's enough. I can win another year before I play it again.
No,
You play it several times.
You,
you know.
yeah.
Several.
And you want to know exactly each time on top that I would bring it on. You know when we end up playing a medium
Meaty game.
meaty game and we're like, I want to play another game before we leave. Boom, I'll bring this out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, right before I leave.
Or even okay, but even if I say I was going for a walk, I told my girls, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the park.
Of course.
Let's go to the park. We go walk in the park, right? We sit down on the bench. You want to play a quick game? Well, yeah. Bye-bye. Like I can see that being
100%.
This is a Barnes and Noble cafe extravaganza.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
like you ever been to the cafe in Barnes and Noble or
Yeah.
Books a Million? They always have a cafe. Like Monty and I have been going like a lot.
That's awesome.
And every single time we always want to play a little board game, and it's either this. I mean, I would play this. Not that I've played this. This is my first time playing it, but it's always a little quick game. And this is one of those games where like you can have a little tiny coffee table. It doesn't take much space either. By the way, this game is very very small, and boom boom boom, you can get it out the way.
So with that, the way you frame those words, so who would you say this game is for? Would you say hardcore gamers, a family night, just for casual play? I'm gonna start. If you don't mind me starting,
Yeah.
I think this is for everybody.
Agreed.
You know, because it has enough strategy in it. For if you're one of those gamers who just loves deep strategy games, there's enough strategy in this game to keep you to scratch that itch for those 15 minutes that you're playing, or 20, or even less time you're playing,
And it won't get old.
and it won't get old.
There's
you know?
different
Like,
strategies on everything. There's different strategies in
Correct.
each concept as well.
I agree. I think this is a game that you can bring somebody into the hobby. This is a game where people who are in the hobby like us have been doing it for years would love. I think this is a game for everyone. I don't think anybody shies away from this game once they know how to play.
Yes. There's one thing that you guys mentioned that you guys didn't want to touch too much into it, but even at least for me, I would want to touch into it. You guys mentioned that you didn't want to talk into the topic of it being a 4-player game. I feel like it most definitely can, just in the aspect of a 2-player game. Just like when you switch the cards around, that means that the other suits are going to be in the other deck. So at that point, they will use that deck for that play style with the city in the middle. So that will go towards
No, but
both
I would think
both games.
But
And
if you're gonna play 4 players, I would think the other group can't have all level 2 cards.
no,
It's gonna have to be a mix. Everybody has a mix of level 1, level 2 in their deck, and they don't have to be.
and that's
But then again,
That's based
That's
off
you could
play
do.
style, if anything. But even so, when you switch over, it's another concept on each game.
I think the 4-player aspect of this game. Not only think about the cards for a second, because there's level 1, level 2.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it'll be a 4-1. It's 4-on-4. You know what I mean?
No, it's a
It's a
2v2.
2v2. This-
And then you can even make it a tournament style play style, if anything, or even just
I
a
tell you what,
quick
guys.
game just to play it.
We're gonna have to do a second review on this one, so see the 4-player game and see if that works out at some point. Right. But as a 2-player game, because I want to review it as a 2-player game, so we played as a 2-player game. I think this game is pretty solid. You know. Now, when you guys were playing, do you guys feel there was a standout moment in the game that was like, wow, it's pretty cool, whatever that popped down in the
I
game?
mean, our game.
There was a couple, yeah.
Our game though, like me and Gerard, like
The-
the
we can
whole
talk the
game,
first
like
one.
basically like Gerard was gonna win because I had
Oh,
there's a point.
Oh,
So
yep.
that turn, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was gonna lose that turn. If I didn't win that turn, I was gonna lose because I didn't have any more cards to draw.
Mhm.
Right, and that's the rule, right? You don't have any more
you
cards to
play a
draw.
card, yeah.
I didn't have any more cards to
me
draw. Yeah, you didn't even notice that.
Me
didn't you?
neither.
Yeah, nobody.
No, I couldn't draw either.
You could because you took out 2 cards from my deck. Yeah, I didn't take out
On
any
the
cards from
second-
your deck.
on-
No, on the
which other-
first game. First game.
I had no more cards.
In the first game, yes, you did.
Okay,
Gerard.
okay.
I was looking at the whole game. We were looking at the whole. Trust me.
video in the background. What happened?
Okay.
You're gonna talk to me.
Okay.
I'm like the rules guy. I'm like the guy always looking at the game. I had no more cards. Gerard still had some cards left for him to be able to draw, and the game turned on its head when I was able
That's basically the
to.
card.
Yeah, I was able to play a specific card that allowed me to
And winning by one.
by one.
point
Yeah, win by
on-
1
on-
point. Get
on top of
basically
that
an extra
too.
thing. And it was like, because the whole game, it was almost tied, but more going towards Gerard because, again, nobody's noticing, but I had no more cards to play because Gerard made me discard a few cards. And I was like, holy crap, this is it for me. So I have to have like this last for Raw, and it was a really
Saving
cool.
grace.
Yeah, a little saving grace because that again, if I wouldn't have got that, that's it.
Yeah.
That was my game. So yeah, for sure, I like that a
100%.
lot.
Right.
That was pretty good.
And Julien, between you and me, was there any standout moments for you in the
But then you
Not
skunked
that
them
I-
three.
I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
you skunked them real quick.
And one of our games that I played with Julien, we played the city card. I do called Founders Day, and you have to win 3 consecutive games back to back to back, which Julien pulled off. So maybe the game and that boom boom. So it's there's so many strategies and things you can do in the game that you have to be in your total timeline. There's almost no downtime
None at
in
all.
this game. So with that said, I thought this was a great game. I'm gonna go to theme though. The theme of this game, there's almost no theme. In this game.
No,
It's
no.
a strictly all mechanic. You can
Yeah.
play the same game probably with. I mean, you could slap on a cyberpunk theme on this.
It wouldn't change the content.
Star Wars theme on this. You can do any theme on this. I think it'll still work no matter what.
Yeah, there's no
real theme in this. So I
Yeah.
would say theme here is non-existent, but it doesn't knock the game down.
Not at all.
At all.
Slight disagree on that. I'm somebody that's heavy on themes, so the fact that it didn't have a theme is the one thing that just it doesn't work. It doesn't mesh in my book. That's the only thing that I think is a demerit to it, though.
See, I don't. But that's you. That's a preference.
That's a
That's a preference for
yeah,
people.
correct.
That's a good point for many people.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think I needed a theme for this game, for what it was, because it's just me against you, right? So I like that, but it was too unique. I found this game very unique.
It is. It
For
is.
what it is, that was enough for me to be themed. Now, maybe after at the end of 2026, I might be like, yeah, I played that game enough. I don't need to play no more of that, or some other game would take its place. But at the moment, I think it's fine without any theme on it. That's what I think personally. Will it need a theme? I don't know how a theme will make this any better, to be honest with you.
Me either.
So, but let's go to our final verdict, guys. I'm going to start with Michael. We're going to work our way this way. 1 out of 10, sir. Is this a game that you keep on the shelf, the trade pile, or burn, get rid of it? So 1 to 10. So let's say 1 to 3.5 or 4 will be burn. 4 up to, let's say, 7 trade, and 7.5 or up will be keep on the shelf. So what
So
would you do?
this is definitely keep on the shelf game for me. This is again because I'm thinking about currently like my current play style. I've been playing a lot of 2-player games, and I'm thinking about Madi. Madi's my wife, my significant
And she
other,
got into game.
and she just got into game. This is honestly, and this is gonna sound crazy, but this is a 9 for me. This is a really, like, if I was on Board Game Geek, I would definitely give this a 9. Again, I would only knock it to 1 point because I gotta agree. I do like some theme, especially my wife. My wife loves theme. She loves like a whole bunch of like.
That would be the eye candy.
That would be the eye candy. But even then, like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it that one deduction because of the theme. But I think it's a perfect game. I think this is a game that I'm gonna go back to on a day per day basis, where me and Madi can see at the end of the day just kind of a wind down.
You meet up
And
for
it doesn't
lunch,
get old.
baby.
And
Meet
it-
for lunch to play a quick game.
and
boom, boom.
it doesn't get old. So this is a 9 for me.
Oh, I'm right with him. It's a 9. Just because of that whole thing. If there is a theme, even if it was a crappy theme, I would put it to a 10.
To jump in, honestly, there's nothing I can disagree with everyone's score. I feel like it'll be the same way. And in that same concept of someone that wants to get on board with the hobby, or someone that's been in the hobby for quite some time, this is gonna scratch everyone's itch at this point,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's a great
Um,
intro game, too.
Great intro game, great. Like I said,
Oh, for sure.
in the middle of a midi game, you just want to play a quick one before you leave because you want to play multiple games that day. It's definitely on par with me. I would say give it a 9. Definitely on the shelf. Definitely gonna be on my cart as soon as I leave. Honestly,
That's exactly
I think that this game is almost a perfect game. It's almost perfect.
Almost.
You know,
Right
it's
there.
like right there.
It's
It
right
has almost
there.
everything I need in a game like this.
Mhm.
Is almost there. I don't know, maybe an expansion with more cards, maybe.
This is definitely an expandable game. Not thinking.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Definitely
He's definitely an
expandable
expandable game in this game, but expansion within this game would be great. But the base game is almost like Star Realms for me. You know, you play Star Realms, like,
Yeah.
please tell me a perfect game.
Yeah.
Oh, in that one deck and I play all day long. I can play it a million times. Not that this game is anything similar to Star Realms, not at all. But the idea that what constitutes to you a perfect game. The reason why I think it's a perfect game, it's almost a perfect game, because I think if people who don't like or play board games or card games
to play this.
and show them this, and get them into it, because this game kind of sucks you in,
Agreed.
you know, and the simplicity of it, right, and even more so the price point.
yeah.
At $17.
It's an entry point.
You
that
know,
nobody
and you could probably get it cheaper than that still. So this game, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. You know, almost a 10 because that's how great this game is. I think this is, and I didn't want to come off our first video like we're just shooting that. It's a game is a game, whatever. Believe me, there's games out there that we play we can't stand.
That suck.
And we're
gonna let it go.
This is great. This is again. It is hard, like you were saying, because this is going to be one of our first.
Yeah, this is our very first video.
our very first episode to think. But we have to let you know, like we've done this. We've played board games for years on years and years. We go to this board game convention. It's called Dice Tower on years and years, a week worth of gaming. So we've been in this realm before. This just happens to be one of those games where it's just.
Nearly perfect.
It's just nearly perfect. It's a nearly perfect game. It's right there. Like I would definitely put it on the shelf. So, but you're gonna see that we are very. It's rare for us to all say 9s. Like typically one will be like an 8. Yeah, the other will be at 6. The other will be at 4. The other will be at 9. Like it's a weird combo, but
Because
it is such a good game.
Because it's all based off just like what we mentioned. All of us having very different preferences. Like there's certain things that Julien would disagree. And something I would fight with him about because like, no, I don't agree with that. But no, this is something that got us all on board at that point, which is very rare for us at that point.
And it's I don't know, it's just perfect, bro. Yep. It's just so good. But anyway, guys, that is our score. We highly recommend it. You know, maybe at some point in the future. Right? Cardia. Cardia. I almost said Cardia. It's Cardio. And who's the company?
I was looking at that. It's Hansen Games.
Heisenberg?
It's like a German company?
A German company?
Well, yeah, if you actually look around the inside of the box, you see the developers.
By Matthew Rivero and Fauzi, but forgive me, I'm not butchering it. Bugita.
Who are they? I've never
heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Let's take a look.
Well, it's a strong intro at the start.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great, guys. This is a big recommendation. This is a buy for us. So you guys should definitely buy this game. And if you're into games like this, especially looking for a game that's quick, 15 minutes in and out, and you can play over and over again. And they got people in your family who are not into games, but they'll probably try, because this is not a giant brain burn, honestly. They'll probably get into this game too. So we highly recommend it. And with that said, guys, listen, thanks for hanging out. We are Our Knights. I'm Ray.
I'm Gerard.
I'm Julien.
And I'm Michael.
That's what you said.
Peace.
Take care.